Tonight we're going to do Ask Debbie Anything. See if you can stump me with a cleaning business specific question. All right, so 20 degrees in Michigan. Brrr. Kathy Merchant, hey girl, good to see you. And congratulations. I hope you saw my post. I have a gift coming your way. I loved your post so much, Kathy, that last night I did a Facebook Live. Basically, that was inspired by your post. So thank you so much for sharing that. Hey, Eric Shine, he always says, hey, coach, makes me feel so good. Hey, Eric, great to see you. Hey, Sarah, always great to see you. I can just feel you guys smiling on Facebook. I can't see you, but I can feel it. And of course, Amy is in the house, always smiling, always an encouragement. Let's see here. All Cleaning Services LLC. Great to see you. Who else is in the house? Just checking my phone here. And let's see here. Eric, say hello to that beautiful white wife of yours. Ear to ear. Awesome. All right, guys. So be thinking about a question, a cleaning business specific question I can help you with. And I thought I would share with you something. I listened to those Darren dailies, the Darren Hardy little daily videos. They're usually anywhere from 4 to 7 minutes long. And today was a really, really good one. And he talked about how setting goals and achieving goals and focusing on the goal itself, in the end, is not very rewarding. It's certainly not very fulfilling. And it's like, well, we all set goals, right? What do you mean by that? We all set goals. And he talked about how growth is the goal, not the goal itself. So like we always set goals in CBF. And of course you have to, you need to, it's important. And he wasn't dismissing the importance of setting goals, but he was talking about how in our business as entrepreneurs, we're always chasing the next goal, right? So it's like, I want to get to $1 million, or I want to get to $500,000. I want to finally hire my 5th employee. I've been bouncing around from 3 to 4 employees that turn over and over. And I want to finally hire my 5th employee, or I want to hit, 350,000 in sales. I want to get out of the field permanently. So we all set goals. But what he talked about in his Darren Daily, which I thought was really profound, was just setting goals and achieving them, and setting another goal and achieving it, and setting another goal and achieving it is not actually rewarding in and of itself. In fact, it can be kind of frustrating, right? You set a goal and now you're already chasing the next goal, and you set another one, you're chasing the next one. And I've talked about this in our CBF course, how unfulfilling that can be to just constantly chase the next goal, and you're never really feeling fulfilled and rewarded in the goal you just reached. And he talked about how goal setting isn't the objective. Reaching goals, of course, are, but just setting the goals and hitting goals time and time, year after year, over and over, isn't the objective. What he talks about is the growth should be your goal. Growing, you're growing personally, you're growing professionally, you're growing as a leader, as an impact maker. Eric says the blessing is the person you become on the way to achieving your goal. That is exactly it, Eric. That is exactly it. It's not so much about achieving the goal, whatever it is, 500,000 in sales, 1 million in sales, 1.5 million, 2 million. We got CBF members that are moving well past 1 million, right? The reward and the personal fulfillment is, as Eric says, the blessing is the person you become on the way of achieving your goals. And so think about how reaching your goals, setting goals and reaching them, the fulfillment and the reward is the person you are becoming. It is the growth that is happening inside of you as a leader, as a person, as an entrepreneur. It's the growth that we find our fulfillment and our joy in. Now, hitting goals are quite fulfilling, right? You can check off that box and go, whoa, I hit $1 million. Give me that green jacket at CBF Live. Awesome. It feels good. But if you're not recognizing the reward and the fulfillment that actually comes from the person you had to become in order to hit the $1 million mark. The person you had to become in order to become 100% mott free. That's really where the fulfillment is. I look back on my life and I look back over the last 10 years and 20 years, and I think, oh my goodness, I am not the same leader I was even 10 years ago. Not the same leader. I am a different person. I am a different leader. I find so much joy in the personal growth and development that I've had to achieve in order to finally hit a $2 million run rate or to finally hit $2.6 million run rate. It's the joy of who I'm becoming as I reach these new milestones. So I was talking to a wonderful lady today. She joined CBF as the result of another CBF member who encouraged her, right? This other person didn't have to encourage her. It doesn't help them. In fact, they're in the same competitive market. And this other CBF member helped her find CBF. It's going to change her life. And she literally said on the phone today when we were talking, she said, I don't know if this happens to you all the time, but I'm about to cry. And it was, her tears were of joy, not of sadness or regret. Her tears were, I have finally found the place where I feel confident I'm going to be able to hit my goals and reach my biggest dreams in this business. And she'd been kind of struggling and toiling and really not getting to where she's capable of, for about 7 years now. And it was another CBF member that helped her find the Cleaning Business Fundamentals Essentials program, which is what she joined today. And she literally had tears. And I don't believe her tears were a result of, oh, I'm finally going to make a lot of money. Her tears were the result of the leader she knows she's about to become, the impact she knows she's about to make in the lives of her employees and in the business at large, the impact she's going to have on her family. And it's the personal growth that I can't wait to watch her achieve. So many of our CBF members talk about how I am not the same person I was a year ago, right? I'm not the same. Now, yes, their revenue is much higher. Yes, their profits are a lot higher. Did you see Kathy Merchant's post about the unbelievable improvement in her profit margins, right? It's like, I don't care how much you make, how much do you keep, right? When you're an entrepreneur. And, but what she was saying, what we were talking about this afternoon when this new member joined, is the fulfillment and the satisfaction that comes from becoming a different leader, a different person. And so many of our CBF members, after joining and being a part of this culture and this community, because of the values we maintain and we teach every single day, and we model as best we know how, the values that move a person's life forward, not just their business and their bank account. That's not good enough. I mean, yes, I want your business to move forward. And yes, I want your bank account to move forward. That's obviously the reason why people join. But the little known secret that people discover only after they join is who they become as a person. And that to me is the most rewarding thing I've ever witnessed in business, is watching people become better human beings. Aaron Coleman said it best. He is in CBF. He joined not even a full year ago at CBF Live. And within months, the transformations he began to make as a person and as a leader, and of course, at the bottom line of his company, have been dramatic. And he's told me over and over and over again how CBF literally changed his life. He said, Debbie, I am a better man today than I was a year ago. And it's like, that's what we want to see achieve for you. Not that people aren't good people. It's just that becoming better leaders, learning how to be better leaders in your community, in your business, is transformational from the inside out. Sure, it shows up in business success, and sure, it shows up in a better bank account. But the real difference is in the person you become as you evolve as a leader. And so I just thought about that today when Darren Hardy shared how Achieving the goal is not really the end all to feeling more fulfilled and greater joy in life and in business. Not just the reaching of a goal, even though it does feel good to reach goals, and even though we need to set goals and reach them. But he said it is the journey of growth where the real reward and fulfillment comes from. And I second that. Amen, amen, amen. I second that. So tonight is Ask Debbie Anything. I've been stalling long enough, just sharing a little bit about that message I heard from Darren Daily today. And I'm going to start taking a few questions. So I'm just going to go through here and read the questions that have already been posted, but feel free to post your question and I'll pull it up and read it. So one question came in from Kathy Merchant, and she said, how do you deal with stress and tension within your office staff? Okay. So obviously it's a little bit of a broad question, so I don't know if I can do it justice, but obviously we can also deal with this in our private CBF community if I can help you further. Tomorrow night is our coaching call. But let me just give you some broad answers since it's a very broad question. If you were more specific, I might be able to help you with that. But here's the thing. The tone and the pace of every business is set by the leader. Period. So if it's stressful and filled with tension, you get to look in the mirror and blame yourself. Now, that may feel a little discouraging, but it should feel empowering, because if you caused it, you can fix it. If you're not causing it, you can't fix it. So the first thing I want to say is to Kathy, the tone and the pace is set by the leader. So second, sometimes you have somebody in your office, somebody on your team that creates stress. They're tense, they're rude, they don't deal with the pressures of the job well, and they cause other people to have to walk on eggshells because it's easy to tick them off. They're like a little ticking time bomb, and everybody knows, she's in a bad mood today. Talk softly and whisper around the office. So sometimes we have one person in the environment that has to go because they're not going to straighten up. They're not going to change their behavior. Now, you can certainly work with them. You can take them aside. You can have a discussion. You can let them know in writing, verbally and in writing, that this has to change or you're going to have to make a change. And some people might have the ability to temper it, calm down, get things under control. But oftentimes what you find is when people show you who they are, believe them. That's who they are. They're rude, they're tense, they make everybody else feel tense. So you have to identify, is there one person in your office that's actually causing this? Sometimes that person is the person you're looking in the mirror at. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the root of tension. Maybe I'm very demanding. Maybe I reprimand quickly and in front of others and put people down or embarrass them. I'm not saying you do that. This is really a question for everyone. But sometimes it's actually me. It's not them, right? It's not that one person in the office that everybody has to walk around with on eggshells. You already know if it is. You already know it. I don't have to tell you who it is if that person exists. But if it isn't and it's you, then you need to ask yourself, what triggers me? What trips me to where I start, chewing people out, or I start slamming things around in my office, right? And I create the tension, right? So you have to make sure it isn't you. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I creating the tension? Most of us know if we're it. So number one, you always have to find the root cause of the source. Who is causing the tension? Is it me? Is it my office manager? Is it my scheduler? And if the answer is no, everybody's tense, everybody's frustrated, then it's me. I'm the leader. I am not creating a calm and supportive environment. So here's what makes people tense. They don't feel safe to speak their mind. If they speak it respectfully, they should be able to feel safe coming to you and saying, look, I don't think we should do this. This is going to backfire. This is going to get us in trouble, right? If we have not created an environment where people feel completely safe being honest, then guess what? They won't be honest. They'll just tiptoe around. right? So ask yourself, have I chewed people out? Have I embarrassed them in front of everybody? Have I gotten stressed out myself and started yelling at everybody, and now the whole office is tense? So you have to ask yourself that. Now, let's say you decide, you know what, Debbie, it's me. I'm the one causing the tension. Now it's your job to get yourself under control, your emotions, and your temper, and your pace, and your tone. We can be very curt when we're frustrated and angry. Are we doing that to our team? Sometimes we have to take a deep breath, take 3 deep breaths, get a glass of water, go walk around the block, and come back and deal with it. So it was such a broad question. I certainly don't know, but I hope I gave you some places to go look. And let's talk further if you need more. You can also offer any more specifics. So here's another question that came up. It's Jennifer, and I don't know why it shows up with my business. Oh, I couldn't tell you, hon. Let's see. Is there another question that came in? Because this is Ask Debbie Anything. All right. Let's see if I can help with this. Is the price for the event for 2 people, like me and my partner? No, each person pays their own registration. So you would need to register. Now, I believe at CBF Live in the registration portal, the first thing you click is I'm the owner versus I'm a CBF member. We like to know who's coming. So if you're just a business owner, you're not a CBF member, you would click business owner. You click that and it'll show you the price. Then there's a place to add a guest. So that's where you could add your office manager. I don't really recommend you bring anybody to CBF Live that's not a high-level office manager that you are not concerned is going to get all inspired at my event and go start their own business and quit you, right? That's really important that you don't bring just anybody to my event. My event is very inspiring. I give you a lot of good information, and people struggling in business can really take that information back and do well. So you don't want to bring somebody that you're not 100% sure isn't loyal. So your business partner, your spouse, and maybe your high-level office manager, if you have a non-compete, and you're certainly, certain of their loyalty and their, happiness on the job. So, but yes, each person registers and pays for it. You have to pay for 2 tickets. Let's see here. Any other questions that I can start to answer? Let's see, guys. Post it. This is your chance. Ask Debbie anything. Hey, Andrew, I see you're in the house. Let's see who else. Questions. Now's your chance. All righty. All right, start posting or I'm going to sign off. Really quick, while somebody's thinking of a question to ask me, and hey, ask me a hard one. Kathy's was a hard one. You can tell she's an advanced leader because her questions get harder and harder. Oh, she's so sweet. I'm just happy to be here. Thank you. So, Alicia. Hey, Alicia, dear. So happy you're here. Welcome to CBF. Now, you're actually in the Profits group. This is the open group. We also have the other group for members, for new members. So, CBF Live coming up April 7th, 8th, and 9th. Guys, we already have over 300 people registered. It's only February. So exciting. I know we'll have at least 400. Our goal is to have 500. Help us reach that goal. I need every one of you that are going to please go out on Facebook and any of the other cleaning groups that you're in and just say hashtag I'm going to CBF Live, right? So hashtag I'm going is the hashtag. And then just type out I'm going to CBF Live. Who else is going? Invite people to CBF. Please, we need your help. Please don't let friends struggle alone. Bring them with you to CBF Live. Tell them you'll be there. Tell them you'll sit next to them. You'll have lunch and dinner with them, whatever you need to do to get them there. People need help in business, especially around these employee issues that everyone is complaining about. So CBF Live 2022, Dallas, Texas, April 7th, 8th, and 9th. Our theme this year is 10X Your Team. We have one of the best speakers I've ever heard coming to speak for us. I've got one talk assigned to him the day one of our kickoff. And with our theme of 10X your team, we're actually going to be talking about redefining impossible during that 3-day period. We're going to talk about specific strategies and tactics that you can go back and implement immediately to help you upgrade your team and 10X your team. And so, guys, whatever you do, don't just come alone. Get registered and then go out on Facebook and tell everybody, I'm going to CBF Live, hashtag I'm going. Who's going to? I can't wait to see you. Encourage people to go. If you are a CBF member, you already understand the transformational experience of getting into a community that will love on you and will support you and will answer your questions and solve your burning challenges with you and provide you with the tools and the information and the training. You know what that's like, and it feels pretty darn good. Don't keep it to yourself. If you're a CBF member, please get out there. Service Autopilot groups, Launch 27 groups, Zen Made Mastermind group. Get into all those groups and just say, hashtag I'm going. Who's going to CBF Live? And then share the link, www.cbflive.com. I don't know if you guys have noticed it yet, but when you register for CBF Live, we instantly give you your own ambassador link to invite others, and they get an extra $100 off when you use it. And a lot of people aren't using it. Some of you are. So make sure you get registered and you invite your friends. All right, let's see if I can help with some more questions. Hopefully I've had a couple more come in. Here we go. Let me grab some water. Amy Smith, this is such a great question. The answer is going to surprise you, dear. All right. Amy Smith says, when did you start having a personal life again? All right. So as entrepreneurs, this is one of the biggest struggles entrepreneurs have is they give up their personal life. They work all the time. They work 24/7. Of course, look at me. I'm 8 o'clock at night. I'm working, right? But I'm not working in my cleaning company. I work a lot in my consulting business, but my cleaning business hadn't seen me in a month. So let's talk about this, Amy. When do you start having a personal life again? All right. Are you ready for this? Amy, get out pencil and paper. I want you to write it down. Are you ready? The moment you decide to. Period. It's that simple. The moment you decide to. So here's the thing. Until we decide, I'm turning off my computer. I'm not checking my email. I'm not answering a text after 5 p.m. or after 6 p.m. or whatever you decide. The moment you decide it, you draw a line in the sand. You stop. You stop. That means if an estimate comes in at 4:30 and you wanted to be home by 5 p.m., you promised yourself you're going to leave every day by 5 p.m. You're going to turn off the lights, turn off the computer, and be done for the day by 5 p.m. Whatever you promised yourself. If an estimate comes in at 4:55, you have to make a decision. Every single day, you have to make a decision. The phone is ringing. It's a new quote. We have holes in the schedule tomorrow. We could really use the work. It comes in at 4:55. Do you take the call? Spend 30 minutes giving the quote, spend 20 more minutes setting up the job, and then spend another 30 minutes looking for a spot on the schedule and calling your cleaning tech and telling her, I just filled your spot. Do you do that? And now all of a sudden it's 6 p.m., right? So every single day we are faced with a choice to keep our promises to ourselves or break our promises to ourselves and our family. Right? So my belief, my strong, honest belief, not trying to be a smart aleck here, is you get a personal life back as an entrepreneur when you decide what the boundaries are and you commit to the boundaries. And so there was a certain point in my business where it was eating me alive. It was consuming my every waking moment. And I'm sure you're in this space right now. It was consuming my every waking moment. I woke up in the morning, and back then it was check the voicemail because, there wasn't email back then, but you would check your voicemail and find out what customer left a message. And then, it's all day putting out fires, fighting crises, helping go clean or fill bottles or buying supplies or disciplining employees or closing sales or going out on estimates. It was like nonstop all day, right? And then it's like paperwork at night, and then it's payroll till midnight. And it was just nonstop. I could never turn it off. And then it was estimates on the weekends and estimates at night. Back then I went out and did every single estimate in person. And I was so burnt out. I was so unhappy. I was so unfulfilled. I missed my family. I missed my children. I missed their bath times. I was missing meal times. And I just wanted to quit. And then I drew a line in the sand and I said, if I don't stop this, I'm going to have to quit this. And I really don't want to quit my business. And I drew a line in the sand and I said, I do estimates now on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and the other nights of the week, I don't. And that was back when I was still doing estimates. This is a long time ago. And I said, I don't care what comes in on Wednesday or how bad I need the job. I don't do it. Wednesday night, I go to church with my family, right? And I drew a line in the sand and I said, enough is enough. There came a point where I'd made the decision that I would not. Back then I had a pager. Some of you are old enough to know what a pager is. We called them a beeper. I had to make a conscious decision that I would not check my pager after hours. It's the craziest thing. Now what we do is we check our phone, right? And so you get your personal life back when you decide what the boundaries are and you commit to them. I hope that helped. You just need another pep talk, didn't you? All right. So here's another question that came in. Debbie, I am really stuck. I'm really stuck. You just spoke my story. How do I hire a good office or operations person? Well, actually, there's a whole formula around hiring your office personnel. And, obviously I can't answer that to do it full justice right here in a very short period of time, but let me give you some direction. You cannot successfully hire an operations manager if you do what most cleaning companies do, try to hire somebody to do everything you do, right? It's kind of like, oh, here, I'm burned out. You go be a mini me. That does not work. And that's what most people try to do. Oh, just help with the sales and help with the scheduling and help with the customer service and help with the supplies and help with this and help with that and help with that. You try to hire an office manager and turn them into a mini me, it will crash and burn. It doesn't work. It won't be successful. You'll be frustrated and she'll quit. So the first step in hiring an office manager is defining clearly exactly what you want her to do. And if the list is, yeah, everything I do, you're setting yourself up for fail. And so define exactly what you would want her to do. And they can't be things that require discretionary decision-making early on because you're the only one that knows the answers. They have to be very specific and task-oriented, and things that you can train her to do. And a clue is it can't be everything. If you're going to hire somebody to help you to do scheduling, then don't also ask them to do sales, and don't also ask them to buy supplies and help you with job interviews. If you're going to hire somebody to do scheduling, then teach them scheduling and let them do it. And teach them everything you know about scheduling and how to handle the schedules and how to juggle the schedules and how to confirm the appointments and how to set up the job in the computer and how to process the payment, how to close the job at the end of the day. But that's it. Make sure you are crystal clear on what you want them to do so that they can be crystal clear on what they're expected to do and how you're going to measure their performance. You can't measure their performance if your job title is just do everything I'm tired of doing. You can't hire a mini me. It doesn't work. So I hope that helps at least point you in the right direction. The good news is we are working on an office managers training academy. Is that not cool or what? That's coming soon to a city near you. No, actually to a virtual environment near you. Inside of our CBF world. All right. Okay, let's see if I can. Okay, here's Amy. Here's what Amy says. Amy says, thank you. I fear I'll fail if I don't stop until goals are reached, but then I feel bad for letting my family down. It's a constant tug of war. And with my heart in my head, I'll be praying. You know what, Amy? That is definitely the true sign of an entrepreneur, right? You can never go back to working for anybody. Um, we really do have big expectations of ourselves and our business, and we have really big goals. But here's what you don't realize. When you rob your family of your time, when you break your own commitment to be home with them and then you don't do it, and you break your own commitment to quality time at home, when you don't fulfill that, you feel guilty, you feel frustrated, but worse, you begin to burn out, which makes you less effective while you're actually there working. And so I think this starts with you setting boundaries that you refuse to cross anymore. And so maybe your boundary is, I can't knock off at 5. I just can't get everything done at 5 p.m. But maybe your boundary is 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. I mean, I'm even okay with 7 p.m., which is a really long day for most of us, right? Most people are starting their day at 7 a.m. But even if your boundary became 7 p.m., you start there with a commitment that says, I will work till 7 p.m. and then I will not touch my business cell phone. I won't look at it. I won't answer a text. I won't look at an email. I won't think about the company. I will be 100% present from 7 p.m., 7 p.m. and on. And then you commit to not breaking that. And you start with evenings, right? It's like evenings, I turn it off at 7, especially if you've been working till 9 and 10 o'clock at night. It's kind of like you throw your family a bone, you have dinner with them, and then you disappear, right? And when I say disappear, it could be physically you go into your office and work in your home, or it could be you disappear. You're sitting there with your family with your laptop working, right? You've disappeared. So if you've been working till 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock at night, even creating a boundary of 7 p.m. would be a relief to your family, but then you keep that commitment. And then you move your boundaries even better, tighter, and you say, and now I will no longer work on Sundays. Maybe you've been sneaking and doing work on Sunday or sneaking and doing work on Saturday. Whatever it is, you just pick another boundary and you say, okay, now I never check work on Sunday, or I never check work on Saturday. If payroll's not done, it's not done. I'm going to have to stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, but I'm not doing it on the weekend or whatever. Once you set those boundaries and you commit to them, you will actually find your life is coming back. All right. So, okay. So Sarah says, are we still going to do the what's in your bucket with our coaches? And yes, we are. We've just had to postpone it because we just sort of run out of bandwidth sometime, but it's in the works. We haven't forgotten. And yes, Sarah, thanks for reminding us. All right, let's see if this is another question here. I can't wait for CBF Live. I always come back with so many great ideas, and nothing beats the motivation you have when you come back home. It is so true. I truly believe that all of us, it helps get us all to the next level by being in that little cocoon of support and training for 3 full days where you are forced to step away from your business, right? It is that cocoon of growth when you're there for 3 full days surrounded by other residential cleaning companies, learning industry specific trainings that have been proven, and you're writing them down and you're learning. It is that cocoon of training and that really nice, tight environment that helps you go back refreshed, rejuvenated, remotivated to go get to the next level. And then when you hit another brick wall, and then when you get stale and stagnant, 6 months later, boom, we have another event, our CBF retreat for members only. So I'm so excited you're coming. Who was that? Sign your name because it's not showing up here in my StreamYard. Let's see. Was there another question that I've missed? Let's see if this is a question here. Does owners that clean with helpers get paid out of it or the profit? How about when they are no longer cleaning? And so if an owner is cleaning, that's a job, that's not profit. And so, yes, you should pay yourself as if you were a member of the team. right? So let's say you cleaned all day today, and normally two people would get 45% of the job, or let's just say for the sake of math, 50%, right? And so if you had a team of two and you would normally split 50% goes to the company and 50% goes to the team, then if you were one of the people in the team, that would probably look something like 25% for you, 25% for her of today's revenue, right? That would be a 50% split with the company. And then the company gets the other 50%. And so from that, if there's profit, and a lot of people don't even have profit because all of their overhead is eaten up by low prices and high operational costs. But then if there's profit, then you get paid over and above your team share if you are one of the members of the team. So good question. Excellent. Let's see here. Let me see if I'm missing any other questions. Oh, I think I'm tired. Hey, Noriko, I see you are in the house. How do you all get everyone to act as one entity? Oh, that's an interesting question. How do you all get everyone to act as one entity? So I think what you're asking, I don't know if I'm getting it right. So I want to make sure I'm understanding. How do you get everyone to, number one, be unified, right? So that everybody's not going their separate ways, be unified, because that's what that would mean by everyone being and acting like one entity. But just being unified isn't really truly the goal. That's just a path to the goal. So number one, you want everyone to be unified, right? They're not all doing their own thing and going their separate ways. And I think standards and systems, policies and procedures that are constantly reminded and reinforced helps everyone kind of go all in the same direction. We all clean the same way. We all follow the speed cleaning system. We all wear the apron, and we don't have people just doing their own thing every day. So that may be part of your question, but I think probably at a deeper level, what you also might be asking is, I think you're asking, how do you get everyone on board with your mission, your vision? How do we get everyone to embrace your core values? Maybe that's what you're asking. So you can clarify if that's not what you're asking. And so if that is what you're asking, how do you get people to be unified in, let's see, as one company? You know, communication is very, very important, because what we communicate as the leader is what is absorbed in the people we're leading, our team. And so number one, they have to hear from you. What are your expectations? What are your standards? What is your vision from the company? You know, it can't be just this thing in a handbook or a slogan on the wall. They actually have to hear from the leader. The leader has to communicate the company's vision, right? So the vision in my company is literally to be the most giving company in the world. That's kind of a big, hairy, audacious, lofty goal. But at least at a minimum, we want at our corest and deepest of values to be the biggest givers in our community. I mean, our core mission isn't to be the best cleaners in town. Our core vision isn't to get the most reviews. I mean, that's how we reach our goals, but that's not our core values. So for us, we have to constantly talk about, communicate, demonstrate, preach the giving mindset, the giver's gain, how giving enables receiving, how giving brings abundance to your life. You know, so we're constantly communicating our mission, our vision, our values. So I don't know if that helps, but I think communication is a very big part of it. Is they have to see who you are at your depth and at your core. They can't just only see you as the boss, the person who writes their paycheck. They can't. They have to really see who you are at your core, at your depth, and what you stand for and what you believe in and why that should matter to them. You'll attract people that way, and your message will be contagious, but it has to be communicated. So I don't know if I did your question justice or not. I'm not even 100% sure I fully grasped what you meant. So coming up with such things, meetings agenda, pushing this boulder alone is hard. If we do it together, it's easier. Absolutely. Coming up with such things, meeting agenda. So I might have missed something here, but yeah, well said, Noriko. When you're an entrepreneur, it's like you're pushing a boulder up a mountain, right? And most of the time, it feels like you're pushing the boulder up the mountain all alone. And so really coming together as a community is a very powerful way to get re-energized. All right. So Teresa, thanks, Teresa. Not sure why StreamYard doesn't show, because you have to go into facebook.com/StreamYard and then just add StreamYard into the Facebook app section. And then it will start showing up. All right. Any other questions? Let's see if this is a question. I already answered that one. Come on, guys. Any other questions? It's our company. Let's see. Coming up with such thing. Any other questions? I'm happy to answer. This is Ask Debbie Anything. Otherwise, I'm going to sign off with go get registered to CBF Live. And if you haven't invited somebody else in the cleaning industry, go send them a private message and say, hey, you're going, I'm going to be there. Or go post it on Facebook. Hey, I'm going, will you be there? I had a question about hiring. Okay, go. Let's take one more. And then I think I'm going to go sign off because I'm getting tired. So somebody had a question about hiring. Go ahead and post that. Oh, that was Victoria. Great. Go ahead and post it. How hard is it to hire the first time? Honestly, it's probably not that hard, right? Because usually the first person you hire is somebody from your very familiar circle of friends. It's somebody you've been talking to. Maybe it's somebody from church or somebody from your neighborhood or somebody from an old job you used to have. So oftentimes the very first person you hire isn't really that hard. The hard part is keeping them, right? And finding more people just like them if they're amazing. And so I don't actually think it's that hard the first time. And especially if you have been the one in the field doing the cleaning, right? If you've been doing the cleaning, it's kind of easy to hire them because you're going to work side by side. You're going to be able to keep an eye on them. You're going to train them personally. You're going to be able to inspect their work. So I'm going to say your first hire is actually not that hard at all. And you said you're almost there and you're nervous. Well, you should be nervous, right? Bringing people into your customer's home is a very serious issue. Don't just wing it. Number one, CBF is the best training course in the world to help you hire and attract the right people and how to keep them working for you long term. But don't just wing it. You definitely need to run a criminal background check. You need to make sure you know who's working with you side by side and is actually touching the things of your customers' homes, right? And handling their most precious belongings. So make sure you take it very seriously, as I'm sure you will. All right. Beatrice, hey, good to see you. Hi, Debbie. Where do we find the owner's profit in the modules? I think it's module 3 is the profit model. I'm pretty sure that's module 3, where we outline for you the exact profit model. Somebody said, does it cost a fortune? I assume you mean CBF. CBF does not cost a fortune. It's cheaper than a used car. And a used car is going to be worth less every year you drive it. So we've actually rolled out a brand new program that is literally brand spanking new. It's called CBF for Life, where you can get in for $2,400 down and $499 a month. I mean, if you think that's expensive, I don't know what to tell you. Most people spend more than that on a crummy laptop. And a laptop is going to be a piece of junk in about 5 years. They become dinosaurs very quickly, right? Most people waste more than that on a vacation. All right. So $2,400 down and $499 a month. For crying out loud, if you picked up 2 or 3 customers, that would cover the monthly part. And so it is ridiculously affordable for people who really, really, really want to join. And it's not affordable if you don't want to do it. If you don't want to invest in your mind, you'll find a reason why you can't. So, oh, Victoria. Okay. I was like, well, I don't know. I thought you were asking about the price of the program. Here I go off on the price. But is it expensive to hire? No, not in the cleaning industry, because you need to take on more jobs to cover the extra labor. And literally, your new hire should pay for themselves. It should cost you nothing to hire. So if you don't know how to make that work, then don't hire yet, because you're not ready. You'll actually lose money. Don't do that. We don't want you to lose money. Now, that was just me being single-minded. That's your fault. All right. Any other questions? I think I'm about done. Let's see. It's hard mentally, but if you're prepared, it's easy. Systems. CBF gave me mine. Excellent. And I'm not even sure I believe it's all that hard mentally, right? It's just that anything worthwhile is not going to be easy, period. I don't care what it is. Anything worthwhile is not going to be easy. So yes, it's a mental challenge to recalibrate your brain and open up your mind to doing things differently and more profitably and more scalably. That's a mental exercise, but it's not that hard. All right. I think that's it. I don't see any other questions. So, guys, CBF, obviously don't book a strategy session if you're not ready to join, because it really does waste both of our time. But if you know you should be in CBF, you thought about it a year ago, you're like, why haven't I done it? I'm no further along a year later than I was last year when I thought about it. Then just go book a strategy session and be prepared to sign up and just go all in. Go all in. Alicia signed up today. That was so exciting to talk with her today. And she's ready to take off like a rocket ship. She's ready to take off, right? So once you're really ready, you will find a way. When you're not ready, you'll find an excuse, guys. So join CBF, get enrolled, come to CBF Live. Obviously, you don't have to be a CBF member to come to CBF Live. Come to CBF Live. Somebody type into the comments www.cbflive.com and then use New Year 200. That's the coupon code to get in for $200 off. Get in while you can, $200 off. All right. Are you doing something to celebrate Valentine's Day with your technicians? Ideas, please. Yes, we do. We always do. We always create some fun, sweet little gifts for our cleaning technicians for every single holiday. And we definitely want them to feel loved. There's some really cute ideas out there. I would say go to the internet or go to Pinterest and get some ideas around. You can type in, for search purposes, cute employee gifts. You can type that into Pinterest, cute employee gifts for Valentine's Day. You can type in fun Valentine gifts for students, because, the gifts can also be great for adults, like cute things of hearts of candy. The dollar store is your best friend. The main thing is that your employees feel loved. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy at all. All right. I think we're done. Let's see here. Debbie, I just hired the best employee. She has had 3 5-star reviews. Blue Skies is awesome. Don't you love Blue Skies? We love Blue Skies. We love our CBF affiliate partners that are bringing great resources to our CBF members. Now, obviously, something like Blue Skies or Root Recruit or any of the other software platforms, Indeed, if you do that, on your own, none of those are permanent solutions if you can't stop the constant revolving door of employee turnover and quitting. But these wonderful sources like Blue Skies are a great resource to get more people in the door. But then it's your job to not have a broken business where they're all running out the door within 3 to 9 months. And so that's where CBF steps in. We help you plug the leak. All right. Amy says cookie decorating kits to do with kids. Oh, that's adorable. A yummy cupcake for them. I love that. See how simple that is? Nothing fancy, but oh, how fun and how special because your employees knew you were thinking of them. All right, guys. So it's late. Go get registered to attend CBF Live. Use New Year 200 to get in for a $200 discount. And we're filling up fast. So make sure you get registered and don't get left out. This is going to be the largest residential cleaning training event ever. And our topic is so specific and so timely for the struggles everyone's going through, how to 10X your team. So you're going to love it, guys. Don't be the one that regrets it. Don't be the one looking at all the pictures on Facebook going, why am I not there? I should have been there. Hey, Jane, great to see you. Good night, Andrew. Thanks so much for being here. So guys, have a great night. Get registered. Invite a friend. We'll see you there. And we'll talk to you soon. Take care.